Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Video Game Choo-Choo Podcast. I'm your host, again, for the first time in what feels like ages. John, how long has it been? About 2 weeks? It's crazy.
3 weeks, I want to say?
3 weeks.
Because Scott hosted it, and then I hosted it, and then Scott hosted it again.
Oh, yeah.
So, 3 weeks.
That's crazy. I'm glad to be back in the hosting chair. I will say thank you, Niall, for taking over in my stead for that time, and also thank you, Scott, for those times. And of course, Niall's here for the conversation this week. Niall, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. I got my mixing spoon. I got my big empty glass. I got my beverages. I'm ready to go.
I'm so ready to talk about that specific topic. But first, I will introduce our other two participants in this episode. Rose, you're here.
Hi, I'm here.
Rose, you introduced us to something.
Yeah, I did. People will learn.
And, and Janie, you're here as well.
Hi.
Janie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been, I feel mildly cursed.
Oh no.
Good, then you're getting used to being here. That's good.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I feel like I should start off by asking, by talking to Rose about this first, because she introduced us. She introduced us to this man, and then Niall went deep on this. So, Rose, could you tell us what this new YouTube channel, this personality, this experience that you introduced to us is?
Yeah, sure. So, it's called Soda Milk, and what it is it's this man who mixes a soda and a milk, usually almond milk, together to create something, and then he drinks it. And boy, do things happen.
So they do, and I feel like, Niall, you went in on this channel, and for good reason. It is a good-ass YouTube channel. Could you please tell us a little bit more about Soda Milk?
Yeah, I mean, I might go as far as to say Soda Milk is, like, the best channel on YouTube, which, like, is saying a lot considering some of the absolute, like, weirdos on that website, and that I love. But, like, it's amazing to me that Soda Milk has been at this for, like, a year now, and his most successful video has something like 600 views, which is wild, because it is, like, on a narrative level, on a comedic level, it's on every possible level, it is just, like, it's incredible. It's like both the funniest thing I think I've ever seen on YouTube, and also, like, the meta narrative of the whole thing is so strange and weird, how it goes from this seemingly earnest but misplaced, like, sense of, like, I'm doing a service, to this weird, like, I've gone bankrupt and my crew has been abducted and, like, now I can't afford to live in my house, so I'm doing these mixings by a dumpster. Because it's, like, broken into seasons, and each season has, like, a theme.
Broken into seasons. That's my favorite part of Soda Milk.
Yeah, like, we're on season 10 right now of Soda Milk. There's a season where he dispenses with the milk, and instead it's soda and lube, which is disgusting because he is drinking lube. There's a season that's just dedicated to David Allen Greer for some reason. There's a season that's, like, cyberpunkish. There's a fundraising season. There's, like, Soda Milk Classic for season 9, where he's, like, going back to the old school Soda Milk. There's Soda Milk 4K, which is, I think, the second season, which is, as the name would suggest, the only season that's uploaded in 4K. It's just, it's amazing. And he made a movie as well, which is...
Yeah, a movie.
Yeah, Soda Milk, a movie, where you watch him sit and watch the movie Milk for 2 hours. And it's so good. And, like, he commits to it so much. Like, there's never, like... Ordinarily, with these weird kind of things, you see, like, beyond the joke for a minute, and you see into the soul of the person. But there's none of that here. He never breaks stride. He never comes close to breaking character whatsoever. He's just... He is Soda Milk. That's who he is and what he does.
Never see a soul in this man.
It's incredible stuff. Like, I highly encourage everyone to watch it. Like, Rose, how did you even find Soda Milk?
My girlfriend watches shit that's like that unironically. Like, she just, like, will watch things that are like, oh, watch this man make a knife out of, like, a tube of cardboard, or watch this, like, man figure out how to make a fake lid for your sink or something out of toothpaste. Like, I don't, like, she watches shit like that, and, like, one of the recommendations was just Soda Milk, and she watched it and was like, what? Pardon? And just kept watching it, and then showed me, and I was like, what is this? Is this going to be one of your stupid knife videos or whatever? And then it was, no, it wasn't.
Hang on now. Don't talk shit about those knife videos. Those are very good.
I know, but the ones she watches are, like, in Japanese and, like, 30 minutes long, and I'm like,
no. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. The ones
that are they're good, but I can't.
Yeah, like, you kind of have to skip through them a little bit, because, like, about 90% of the video is just him sharpening the knife. Which is interesting in theory, but in practice is just incredibly sped up footage of this man just going for 15 minutes of a 20-minute long video. And it gets to be a lot.
Can I say one thing about Soda Milk?
Yes.
I will say, he commits to this bit a ridiculous amount, except for the drinking. He only ever takes, like, the smallest sip.
He really does. I mean,
that's why it's so good, though.
He implies that he's just drinking baby powder or bath powder and water at one point instead of any of the mixture.
Which sounds worse. That sounds worse.
I don't know if it's true. Well, no, he said that it doesn't make it taste any different putting the powder in. It just tastes like water.
I feel like if he did drink more than just the slightest sip of some Soda Milk, he would probably die on the spot. That is one of the most foul concoctions of all time.
Oh, there's one. It's in the season where he drinks lube with the soda, and he's got, like, a dildo strapped to his head.
Yeah,
and he mixes it with the dildo while it's still on his head. It's so good. I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
I'm glad that we're talking about something good and pure like Soda Milk instead of, like, GameStop dumpster diving or anything like that.
I'm glad I could save y'all's, like, souls from damnation.
God, the GameStop dumpster diving guy, like, legitimately inspired me to go to a GameStop and be like...
Dumpster dive.
No, listen, not dumpster dive. Dumpster dive. I went to a GameStop and I just said, hey, can I have some DS cases? Do y'all have DS cases? And they handed me a huge stack of them. That it was just, like, Shrek games and, like, just a bunch of bullshit games that, you know, I don't blame them for throwing the cases out for. I took them home. I replaced some of my, like, kind of ratty DS cases, and then I had some extra ones. And now I'm going to use them to hold Game Boy Advance games, because they have the little slots for the Game Boy Advance games in there, too. So, there you go.
Something, like, came up regarding the GameStop dumpster man that really frightened me.
Yes.
So, like, I showed him to my girlfriend, and then, like, I jumped on YouTube because we kind of fell down this hole of, like, just watching dumpster diving videos. And I went onto YouTube in, like, an incognito window, and I just typed in the name of the town she lives in and dumpster diving, and he was the first result. And there was, like, several videos of his as the first result, so I'm pretty sure he lives, like he's dumpster diving in the GameStop nearest to where my girlfriend lives, and really frightening.
Yeah, that's not safe. That's like
knowing that he's just around there potentially is.
She could just walk by him at any time, and she would never know.
Yeah, because I got the idea because like there's a lot of palmetto bugs around where she lives, and there's a video that he put up recently where he just like spends a good 2 minutes watching his cat eat one, and I was like, I wonder, and sure enough, there he was. Like, I'm really frightened for the people of that part of the world now that he is. I mean, he's just around there.
It's horrifying.
It's not good. He's really scary. Like, he is very frightening. Watching him get like super stoked about like finding a Nintendo DS stylus in a garbage bag. Or like there was one video he put up like a week ago where he finds like a cookie and like the cookie is still like in the package, but I was really afraid he was going to eat it. Like he didn't. At least he didn't do it on camera. But,
he probably did it later.
Yeah, it's like he's because he doesn't even wear gloves. It's really bad.
That's the worst. How can he do that?
That's where it becomes like just incomprehensible. If he had some form of protection, like on his hands or on his body, I would be like, look, it's stupid, but also so many people know that GameStop throws shit out all the time. That would at least make some form of sense. But the fact that he just goes in, like, just the clothes on his body and no gloves, no hazard suit, whatever the hell.
I imagine he's trying to get tetanus so he can sue them. That's my only guess.
Well, if he hasn't gotten it after like 2.5 years of this, he's not going to get it.
He's hoping like it'll be long form. Like it takes a while. Like it sets in after a while.
He's got like 500 something videos up. He's
something like that.
He's gotta have some. He's gotta have some kind of like incomprehensible illness that scientists don't know about, and he's just like it's just sitting dormant in his body.
Oh God! The start of the apocalypse.
Yeah, no, he's definitely patient zero of something. We just don't know yet.
He found like a box of unused, like still in the wrappings, like just it was basically like a case of PSN and Steam like credit, you know, like wallet credit.
Yeah.
And they were all unused, and he was like, oh, I'm probably just going to throw these out because they won't work. And then it's just like, man, just try one of them and see if that works, because you never have to buy another, you never have to spend your own money again.
Yeah.
Like, literally hundreds of these cards, and he's just like, oh, I'm going to throw them out probably.
No, he's probably right, because those cards only work when they're activated at the register. So
I know,
yeah.
But still,
you just befriend someone who works at the register and then sort it out there.
Oh my God, yeah,
spoof it or something. Like, man,
they probably there's probably a bunch of times where GameStop employees are just chasing him away with a broom, like scat, like spraying water at him.
Get out of here.
Yeah, like they start working at GameStop and they're like, well, I'll just worry about old Dumpster Rick, you know? And they're like, who's Dumpster Rick? And then they're like, oh, hold on, I'm on my break. And then they just see this man sneaking behind the store.
Yeah, they have like a GameStop brand water spray bottle they use to get him away from the dumpster. Goodness gracious.
He's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he said, I'm glad we're talking about something nice, like soda milk, instead of GameStop Dumpster Diver, and then immediately started talking about GameStop Dumpster Diver.
You have good taste. Look.
You know what they say, human nature, you're always going to exemplify the bad parts instead of the good parts.
God, speaking of that, Niall, you watched the new LA Beast video, right?
Yes, I did. It's
really just going downhill here, huh?
Yeah, we really are, I guess.
LA Beast is at least better than GameStop Dumpster Diver. Come on. Yes. Yes.
How many apartments has he destroyed?
Okay, the one time that he destroyed his apartment was because his landlord was being a dick, and I have solidarity with LA Beast against his landlord.
Direct action.
Well, there was a bunch of times in that apartment that he also destroyed a door, ran through his door.
I mean, he replaced it, so you know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
God, though, He was like unleashing his rage, though. He was trying to make one of those. I don't remember what they're called, but those
a degraph machine,
right? Which are those machines where if you stick your hand on the orb on the top, it makes your hair stand up because of the static electricity. And it took him like 3 weeks to make it. And then when he did, he just smashed it with a guitar because it wouldn't work properly.
Yeah, and he's filming himself making it, and he hooks it. He thinks he has it fixed, and then he like plugs it in, and it destroys the power in his house. Like just, it's terrible.
It's very good.
He's a madman too.
Mm-hmm. So, Niall, other than watching soda milk videos, which I'm guessing took up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
What else have you been up to?
I played some stuff. Most of what I played before I discovered soda milk, so I don't know if I'll ever play anything else again. Yeah, I finished Yakuza 6. That's kind of been the big one, I guess. I actually talked about it a couple of months ago when it came out, but we wound up losing that whole segment of that episode of the podcast, I believe, because like somebody's audio track fucked up. At the time, I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was pretty weak for a Yakuza game. Like, I think I said, like, to you, John, it just feels like they concentrated on the wrong things for that, and like it felt like it lacked a lot of the charm that you come to expect from Yakuza.
Yeah.
And like specifically in the side stories, like the way that new engine handles it as well, like it sort of kind of bumbles that a lot, especially in the early going, and it's very, very slow to get moving on the story. But by the end I kind of came around on it a little bit. I still don't love it. I still think it's one of the weaker games in that series. Wasn't a fan of the ending. I thought that like it was kind of a cop-out. But yeah, I liked it enough. I kind of just marathoned through the end of it, I guess, because I just wanted to get it out of the way because Kiwami 2 is coming out soon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I kind of am more excited for that, but I wanted to get a little bit of space as well. And yeah, like, it started really picking up for me towards the end, and then that last chapter or so, it really gets convoluted, and, like, it does too much. Like, it's trying to do too much, I felt like. Like, that, like... You get this, like, you know the way Yakuza works, like, at the start of each chapter, you get the splash screen and everything, and it comes up with final chapter or whatever, and it sends you right to the exact place you would want Yakuza to end, or at least Kiryu's story to end. Like, the perfect location, the perfect setup, it's all perfect, and then you get there and it kind of goes, actually, we're not done yet, and it just kind of leaves you by that point being like, come on, like... After all that, you gave the perfect opportunity to wrap this up and wrap Kiryu's story up in a way that made sense, and then you kept going with it, and it was just like, man, I hate when games do that. Like, I hate when they extend stuff for no reason other than to extend it, and it really made that ending suffer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've played every Yakuza game except for half of 2. I played half of 2. I didn't play the second half, and I haven't played 6 yet. But I find, like, I think 5's really strong, which is going to be an anomaly in what my point is. But I think 0 is the best one, hands down.
Yes, I agree.
I think they had a really good balance, and I think that's specifically because they had 2 such strong lead characters. Whereas, like... In Yakuza 4, for example, like, the story just sort of, like, goes places, and by the end it ends up feeling like they all just sort of meld together because they were like, oh yeah, you know, 4 characters, they all go together, and then it's, like, that ridiculousness, like you said, where they just keep going. But, like, I thought 5 was really good, too. 3 has the same problem where it's just like, I feel like the main stuff with Kiryu after 1, and I don't think 1 is particularly amazing. I think 2's good, but they just sort of keep going. And at a certain point, like, the ridiculous of Yakuza is good, but the ridiculousness of, like, all right, at a certain point, this just keeps, like, going and going, and these things happen just sort of arbitrarily.
Yes.
It's very frustrating, I think, and it plagues most of that series, unfortunately.
Yeah, it definitely does, but like Yakuza 6 is particularly egregious with it, I think. Especially because, and I mean, like, I know exposition dumps towards the end of that series' games are nothing new, but like, it's really bad towards the end of Yakuza 6. Like, you're barely playing it those last couple hours, and then it gives you like an actual sequence that would make total sense if only the very end part was a different boss fight. And then it goes, actually, no. Like, and it's just, like, I was so deflated after that moment that I, like, just went, oh, I promised myself I was going to finish this tonight, and I'm going to finish this tonight no matter what. But man, like, you just took all the steam out of this that you had built up with good storytelling in the last few chapters, and it's just,
You know what? I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil this, but do you think maybe they changed that specific part that you're talking about to not be the exact ending because they decided they needed it to be the last game?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess it would have left a thread open, but at the same time, like, sometimes you don't need, like, it...
Yeah.
The way, like, you don't have to wrap every single thing up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, like, you can leave some ambiguity here and there, and they really didn't do that. They had to be sure that, like, every single angle that this could possibly have come from is...
I mean, look at, like, how Blood and Wine for The Witcher 3 ends, right? Like,
sure.
It's like, yeah, things could happen or whatever, but this seems like, yeah, this would be a good place where the story ends. This makes sense. Like, everything comes together and he's like, fine. And I feel like that would have served, like, Yakuza very well, because that would be, again, thing where it's like, yeah, like, hey, this story is all wrapped up, this main story with, like, oh god, what's her name? Daughter name?
Haruka.
Yeah, Haruka. All the stuff with Haruka's wrapped up or whatever, and then it's like, it could just be like, yeah, it ends and it's, you know, who knows what happened to Kiryu after that. He seemed to relax or whatever, but anything could have happened, and instead, for everything I've heard about it, seems like, like very forced into one thing.
Yeah, I will say though that, like, one thing that, like, kind of hit me after I played it, and it was only in, like, the epilogue scenes or whatever that it shows, is, like, Majima shows up in that epilogue scene, but he's only a background player, and there was a part of me that just went, it's actually good that Majima hardly features in this game at all, because, like, after Zero especially, it would have been so easy to make it, like, shoehorn Majima into that just to be, like, fan service or whatever, and I was actually like, oh, I'm really glad that they showed restraint here and that Majima was pushed to the background where he should be for something that's wrapping Kiryu's story like this.
I'm very interested for if they do end up making that 0-2 they said, where it's just all Majima, because that could be very good.
Yeah, I like, at this point, I would much rather see more Majima than Kiryu, honestly.
You'll like Kiwami too, is what I'll say. Everything I've seen of that game.
I've never played 2, so it's good. Like, I'm coming to it fresh.
They added in a whole Majima thing, like basically like 0. So it's like,
nice.
It's great.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. From what I've seen, like, that trailer for Kiwami 2, I'm very excited for it. Like, that scene where it's just like Kiryu calmly drinking while everyone's shouting, "Please let us kill you!" Like, I'm very excited to see what the reason for that is. Yeah.
Everyone online after I post.
Yeah.
I felt pretty similarly about Yakuza 6 when I finished it. So, yeah, that game is interesting. I am much more excited about, like you said, Kiwami 2, and the Fist of the North Star game, and potentially this I'm trying to remember what it's going to be called. The next Yakuza.
Shin Yakuza.
Yeah, Shin Yakuza. I'm very interested in that because one thing that I kind of feel is holding 6 back is that it feels like it's them getting used to the new engine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do you agree with that? Because that was something that I felt like they were focusing on a lot more, was them just being like, we need to have a bunch of fights, we need to have all this cool, flashy stuff happen, and then they were like, oh shit, we have to wrap up Kiryu's story. Oh boy, alright, let's do that. And I feel like that kind of held the game back a little bit.
Yeah, I felt like that as well. Like, it felt like, especially with a lot of the side stuff that they worked into that, it felt like very much like them trying to get comfortable with it. And like, for what it's worth, I think the new fighting engine is much better and feels a lot better. I never loved the PS3 era Yakuza engine. Like, as far as fighting goes, it always felt just a little too loose to me. I like how they tightened it up for this, but yeah, I felt like there was clearly like a lot of, let's see what this engine can actually do with this game. So.
Yeah.
Man, just fucking thinking of playing Yakuza 4, where it's like you're just sliding everywhere, like all the time, and it's just like a nightmare. Especially when you play as the Akiyama, Kickman, and he's just like, it's just ridiculous. It's just, you feel like you're gonna fly away at any moment.
Well, yeah, we're gonna keep covering Yakuza games. They keep coming out.
I played all of Dead Souls.
I bought a copy of Dead Souls because it was like $4, and it's the only physical Yakuza game I have, so it's incredibly funny just looking at my games, just seeing Yakuza Dead Souls and no other Yakuza games.
I at least have 4 to save me from that, but yeah, I have the beautiful steel tin for Kiwami, at least.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've either gotten, I think I got 4 and 5 from PS Plus, and then the rest of them I reviewed. So I can't say
believe
that
Dead Souls wasn't on PS Plus
yet. Come on, there's still like what, a couple more months of PS Plus.
Oh yeah, right. There's a couple of PS3 games left. That's still fucked up. They're doing that. I'm gonna say, side note, yeah, that's fucked up. I'm gonna stand by this.
All right. So, other than Yakuza, have you been getting up to any other business?
I've been playing some adventure games. I've been playing a new one and a very old one. So I guess I should start with maybe the new one, because I guess it's more relevant.
Sure.
I don't know if you are familiar with the comic book Thief of Thieves.
No.
It's by Robert Kirkman, the guy who does The Walking Dead, so, you know. But that game has its own series of adventure games coming out now. It's like the first 2 episodes of season 1 are out, and then I think they're doing 1 a week for the next 2 weeks. That game is bad it is mechanically dreadful, but like, I like the writing and I like the characters, but like, it's trying to do for adventure games what The Walking Dead did for adventure games a few years back. Like, it is trying to be that next evolution of it, and it's failing really badly. I picked it up because I've been really in the mood for heist stuff and spy stuff lately, and like, playing it actually made me decide like, I'm gonna re-download Alpha Protocol, because I love Alpha Protocol. But Thief of Thieves is... It talks a big game in a lot of ways. Like, it is doing a lot about like, social engineering is a big part of this game, but it really doesn't have that at all. Like, it's very standard like adventure game stuff. But where it really falls apart is the stealth stuff, because it's a fixed camera game, but it has stealth. And it does a really poor job at communicating where guards are and things like that, because obviously, like, you need to know where guards are if you're playing a stealth game. And it like, the way it does that is, if a guard isn't on screen, there will be like a little indicator on the side of the screen that will either be gray if they're not looking at you or white if they are looking in your direction, which would be fine if you could like tell where they were, you know, like where they were going. But because you can't move the camera, you're kind of just trying to hit and hope, or you're sitting in a safe spot and like literally counting out when they like aren't looking at you for the longest so that you can run like to wherever the next part is or wherever the next safe space is. And it's really just messy and broken, and like, yeah, it's really disappointing because, like I said, the writing and the characters for that game seem pretty good, and like it tells an interesting story, but it falls apart in every way that you would want like the gameplay of an adventure game to work or a stealth game to work, and that's a really big bummer.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, so I don't recommend Thief of Thieves.
Okay, but you played another adventure game.
I did. I played an old one. Like, one of the things I really like about this time of year, because there's nothing big coming out, is that I can just kind of play whatever takes my fancy. And I was just kind of scrolling through Steam and came across Broken Sword, which was a game that there was like a trailer of on a demo disc I had for the PS1 like 20 years ago.
Wow.
And that scared the living shit out of me as like a 6-year-old or whatever age I was when I saw that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I should play this game. And so I am. And like, I specifically remembered the bad guy who is like an evil clown who bombs a cafe in Paris. Like, that's the setup for the story. And you have to like expose the conspiracy that this evil clown man is running around murdering people for some reason. And it's like a bunch of shit involving like the Knights Templar and stuff like that. And it's very much of its time. You know, like the big stereotype of those older adventure games is it is click on everything with every item you have until something works. And that's very much what Broken Sword is. There is like actual logic to some of it. Like there's a part where you get like an ancient manuscript, but you can't leave the place you're in because the thugs outside will take it from you. So you have to go upstairs out of the room that like you crawled along the windowsill of earlier and throw the manuscript down into the alley by the building so that you can get out safely and retrieve it. So it does make some kind of sense. But yeah, the version on Steam is like a remaster with new content added, and it's really jarring because like all the voice samples, like some of it is new voice stuff for the new like sections that they added, but some of it is reused from the like PC version of it from like 1994 or whatever.
Oh gosh.
So you'll have like parts where somebody is speaking normally, and then it'll be like this and you can't understand what they're saying. So like it's unbelievably bad in that respect. Like the voice acting is very of its time. So far, most of it has been set in France, and not one person sounded French in that time. Most of them sounded Russian. Some of them sounded like really offensive attempts at an African accent.
Oh boy.
I'm at a part now where it goes to Ireland, and that is exactly what you would expect.
Oh boy.
Like they, even in the subtitles, they write them in the accent the voice actor was obviously told to speak them in. So all the like THs are now just Ds. So it's den, dare, dis, like, and there's like one point where somebody says the word worst and it's spelled WURST. And it's just, I was just like, oh great, this game is really bad. This game is really stupid and kind of racist in a lot of ways, but at least it's racist towards every like nationality it has in there. Like there's a really offensive like Russian dude, there's a really offensive Italian, a really offensive English person. A lot of weirdly bad sexual innuendo jokes that I guess were probably hilarious in like the early to mid 90s. It's a weird game, but I think I'll probably finish it. Like, I bought the first 3 games in that series because they were €10, like, and I was like, oh, 3 for the price of 2, whatever. Like, I'll buy that. That I remember those games. That has the scary clown man in it. I'm enjoying it, but like, it is very much of its time, and as a relic of adventure games, as somebody who likes modern adventure games a lot, like, it's very interesting to go back and see those, because I never played point and click games when I was younger, so it's like, it's cool to see how far that like type of game has come in the past 20 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's about it for stuff I've played.
Okay.
If you want a good like adventure game, I know it's more tactics based or whatever, but Shadowrun Dragonfall is a very good game.
I think I might have gotten that in a Humble Bundle at one point. I definitely own some Shadowrun game. I'm not sure if it's that one.
The Returns is also fun, but I think Dragonfall is like, it's that second game, right? It's the second game that comes after, and you're like, oh, they got it now. They figured out what they're doing. And I think it really comes together, and it has a lot of good like dialogue and stuff.
I do have Dragonfall. I'm looking at my Steam library right now.
I recommend that highly.
Install that. Yeah. All right, I'll check that out.
Yeah, I've been thinking about playing it both as like a tabletop role-playing nerd and as someone who likes Cyberpunk a lot. It feels like I should play it at some point, you know?
Yeah, it's good. I recommend it highly. It's like, you want good Cyberpunk, fucking there you go. And you want like really interesting choices and party members and cool weird political intrigue and stuff, like, yeah, it's good.
Check it out.
I recommend it. It's like $3 90% of the time, so
yeah, it's like always on sale on Humble, like, for some reason. So I think it was free recently, wasn't it? Or was that a different Shadowrun
yes,
game?
I think it was. Wait, maybe the original was, I think. Or Hong Kong. One of them was, but like, it's basically free 90% of the time anyway, so like,
yeah.
Just wait for a sale. That's my recommendation. It'll happen.
Janie, you said that you wanted to play some games. Why don't you tell us about games that you did play? How about that?
Sure.
Got it, John.
There you go. Just
really masterful.
Swish.
Sure. I've been playing a lot of games this week. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. Is probably my most played game this week, just because, you know, I've been at work and then come home and then jump on a game with some friends. It's still a good game, like now, like a year and a half in. It's very different. They recently released a bunch of like changes to Symmetra as a character, and they're adding the hamster soon.
Rat Bastion.
Yeah. God, I lost my train of thought because I was okay.
I'm sorry.
No, but it's a good game. It's just something I've been like playing it for so long that it's just like you just fall into it. It's just one of those games that you could just sort of jump on a call and just like barely focus and play through. And I really like it just for that value. It just like there's something comforting about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange how much it's changed since launch. I feel like some things have changed for the better, and some things have like changed for, I don't want to say the worst, but just like changed and didn't need to change at all. Like everything they've done to Mercy is strange, and they're like nerfing her further. It's
I feel that way about like when I came back. This was like a year ago, I think, after a little break, and they like nerfed Ana a lot, which needed to happen. I'll grant that. But and they ended up making it so like Ana can barely heal herself anymore, and I was just like, oh, I don't like this. This seemed like a weird change to make.
Yeah, it's super strange. I don't know if they're like specific. I mean, I think it is that they're balancing specifically like because of the esports scene and because of competitive, and they're just like really, it feels like over tinkering to some extent, like just constantly these constant changes to especially the support heroes. It just to try and reach some perfect level that I don't know if they can hit. it's just strange. It's a strange game, but I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I've also been playing it a bit recently. I picked it up after the anniversary event, the day after the anniversary event. I was very disappointed to find out that Doomfist got this amazing skin and no one told me, where he's wearing a suit and it's the best thing I've ever seen.
It's very good.
Like, just imagine Doomfist with his giant stupid fist, but he's wearing a suit and sunglasses. Like, it's really good.
It's pretty good.
I'll never get it for a year, and then I'll get it. Because it'll be easier to get.
Yeah. It'll be cheaper next year, probably. So there you go.
Exactly. I still don't like, I mean, it's obvious they just want money for it, but I still don't like the whole, like, oh yeah, when the event's going on, it costs 3,000 currency, especially ever since the change to duplicates, where it's like you don't get currency ever anymore.
Yeah. It's tough.
Ugh.
Besides that, I've been playing another game with some friends, some friends of the show, actually. So I've been playing through Dark Souls 3. If you were around a few weeks ago, we played it on stream, which was an interesting stream. We spent like 10 minutes jumping for plot reasons, I guess. But I've been playing it with Scott and Zach, which is super fun. It's interesting. I've like talked to Scott a little bit about this, in particular. It's interesting because like I've never played a Dark Souls game before, really. I played like a little bit of one ages ago, but I really haven't like dug time into them. And so it's super interesting to go in as like a fresh player who doesn't know all of the lore or the callbacks particularly that are in 3 and just sort of experiencing things fresh. I'm liking it a lot. It's a really good game. I have like a sweet like Pyromancer build going. And I think just like I've always run into walls with it a little bit. Like I'll play and then I'll reach a boss and get frustrated and then stop and then like come back like a few months later and start a new save and whatever. But I think like playing with like friends who are helping me through bosses a little bit and who are on their like, I think Scott's on his second on New Game Plus, and I think Zach is on like New Game Plus or something like that, something ridiculous. But it is really, I feel lucky to like be able to experience the game at all, even if I'm not necessarily like, I feel like if I wasn't playing it with these guys, I would be running into walls with these bosses and getting frustrated and dropping off. And so I feel like even if it isn't the, quote unquote real experience or whatever that nonsense means. Whatever that hype is, I'm just so glad to be able to like experience the game because it has a lot to offer and it's really cool.
Absolutely. I really wish there wasn't this stigma around the multiplayer component to that game because like I always see people talk about wanting an easy mode in Dark Souls, and I find that like summons are basically the easy mode, right? Like you have friends come in and it makes everything easier. Like no matter where, you can do it in the overworld, you can do it in bosses, like it makes everything easier. But you have this nagging feeling in your head that you're doing it wrong. Like you're not really fighting the boss or whatever and stuff like that. And it's all fake. It's fine. Yeah. They put it in the game for a reason.
Yeah, like it feels like as I've been playing through, like it feels almost integral, right? Like it is been such a, like it feels like it's designed so that you're supposed to do that. Like there are so many like I'm thinking about like the Crystal Sages boss where the whole point is that you're running to different points, and I like don't understand how someone would do that without friends and still have fun.
I know. Yeah, like I always played them solo because I'm a dumb hardcore gamer, stupid head. But I'm not gonna be out here and be like, no, you're playing it wrong. Like I think that like if you can enjoy the game, like you should use all the tools you have at your disposal to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's what like got me over that was just this realization. Like if I'm not gonna experience this game otherwise, I should just do whatever and experience it at least.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I'm glad you're experiencing it because I think a lot of people end up getting put off by Dark Souls by it is a very difficult game. The only reason I'm good at it is because I played like 1 million character action games. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. If I didn't play like 1 million fucking playthroughs of Devil May Cry 3, I would be like, I hate Dark Souls. This is stupid or something. But now I'm like immune to it. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad they're helping you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that you're having a good time with your Souls. I've been kind of playing a Souls game. Kinda.
Yeah, in a sense, yes.
Yeah. So, Rose, first I feel like I need to apologize because you say this every time on social media whenever somebody brings up this game, that everyone is really slow on the uptake for this, and everyone's hopping on it because it's on the Switch. But, look, I got $20 of eShop money for $10. And that was a good deal, so I was like, alright. I've seen a lot of good press on this game, so I decided to pick it up. I picked up Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I keep having to stop myself from saying Shovel Knight.
Oh, believe me, when it came out, I was doing the same thing.
But I am enjoying it to an extent. I think that there is... Okay, I feel like saying to an extent is a little mean. I am really enjoying it. I just do have a couple of complaints, as I am to do. But overall, I think it is very fun, and I think it is worth a look. It is a Metroidvania type game where you are going around a map, collecting power-ups and items, and exploring and filling in that map by traversing. And my big complaint is how the map works, and how, I guess, the beginning of that game is structured.
Yeah, sure, the beginning of that game is kind of rough.
So, when you start off any other, like, Metroidvania type game, say you take a Metroid or a Castlevania game, you have your map and you fill it up by entering rooms, just going around, checking things out. Hollow Knight does this slightly differently, where at the beginning of the game, you just walk into this area, and there's not much in any way of a map. You can't look at your map, there's nothing really you can do, so you get kind of lost. But as you traverse a little bit, you run into this, well, they're all bugs, so I guess it's just one of the bugs that you can run into, who's a map maker, and then you're able to actually use your map, because he gives you that. But it's still not shaded in all the way, and there's no way to tell, like, where you are on the map. There's no way to look at any specific locations for, say, save points or healing areas or anything like that. You have to talk to him, and then head back out of the dungeon or the area that you're exploring, go back to the base town, and then his wife is running a map store, basically, and you have to buy a quill from her that lets you, like, fill in the specifics of the map, and then you also have to, like, buy a little stamp that's you, so then you can look at the map and it's like, oh, that's where I am. And then you also have to buy a separate stamp that shows you where all the save points are. And you have to buy a separate stamp to show you where all the hot springs are.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you too long to do that. But that first, like, hour or so where you don't have any of those upgrades is really frustrating, and I just ended up going around in circles a lot. And it was hard for me to even get back to the town to buy the stuff, because I didn't know if that's what you were supposed to do, and I got lost in the map. I just stumbled upon the guy, gave me the basic map, and then I could barely figure out where the fuck I was. And I stumbled my way back to the top of the screen, and I stumbled my way back to his wife, and finally I was able to actually traverse the area. But yeah, I think having, like, basic map functionality as an upgrade was kind of a bad move. But other than that, I really like the combat, I really like the environment, the music is amazing, the atmosphere is amazing. Yeah. I love the characters, because they're all just cute little bugs, and... Exactly, yeah. Like, you know, I was kind of worried that it was going to be one of those games where... And, like, sometimes it works. It kind of depends on how the game is structured, but at first blush, I was like, is this game just going to be some kind of story where you're truly evil for doing this and all that, and I don't think it's going to be leading to that. Nope. Okay.
Not to spoil it or anything, but no. You're fine.
Okay, that's good, because, like, you know, like, they were kind of positing it as, oh, all these creatures that you're fighting are being taken over by an evil essence, and they're mostly corpses to begin with. So, you know, I much prefer... I'm in the mood for a heroic story, and I'm glad that Hollow Knight seems to be leaning to that.
I think it is very much that.
Good. It's cute.
I'll see how you... I've gotten mixed signals. There's this part near the end of the game that's really cool. I won't go into it, but it's very different from the rest of the game, and I'll be interested to see what you think of it, because I really like it a lot. But some people are like, oh, it's not the same gameplay. I really liked that game a lot. I mean, you remember during Game of the Year, I was like, yeah, this game owns. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm glad people are picking it up now that it's on the Switch, because I feel like it was a Kickstarter, and it was just like a Kickstarter that barely scraped by. When it launched, I think it got like maybe like 100K over its goal. So it wasn't very high profile or anything. And it's made by like 3 men, I think. It's made by like 3 dudes in Australia. Wow. It's really good. And yeah, I'm glad that it came out on the Switch so people play it. I want that to happen to every indie game that I like now, because then people play them.
I have a question about this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just, like, as a person, don't like bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still play this game and enjoy it? How cute are we talking here?
They're pretty cute.
They're like chibi. They're like little tiny, like, most of them you barely even tell they're bugs. They look like Ghibli creatures, I'd say, for the most part.
Yeah,
like, they're,
I think you'd be fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, like the main character is like a beetle, but it basically just looks like a little tiny skeleton. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, there's like, I think one moment of the game there is a scary bug, but it's intentional and like supposed to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yes, I would absolutely recommend you pick up Hollow Knight, especially if you got some eShop money for cheap off of eBay, like I did.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
I'll just say, that game is the definition of like making a Dark Souls inspired game, and not just being Dark Souls, because it is like completely different in a lot of respects, but you can tell that they really like Dark Souls.
So I should explain how it's like Dark Souls. Really the only thing that I can kind of see, I mean, there's some kind of sort of Dark Souls-y combat, perhaps, where you're like dodging and trying to get in and all that. But, the big Dark Souls element is that when you die, you have to go back and collect your money by finding your... It's not like Dark Souls where there's like it's just sitting there, but you find like a ghost version of yourself, and then when you kill it, you get your money back. And then if you die in the interim, then you don't get your money back. But I have had no problems getting my money back. I've died maybe like 3 times so far. But you know, it's fun. It's really fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the story itself is also very Dark Souls. Like the way they present it, like where it's like, oh yeah, you talk to the NPCs and they go like, oh, this is mysterious, and like you haven't seen it yet, but you will get this thing that lets you basically like when you defeat an enemy, you get like lore about it. Kind of like an item description in Dark Souls, which is really cool. I like it a lot.
No, I did find the
you got that? Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, that whole thing's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
This game sounds really neat.
It is.
It's a very cool. Good game.
It's very cool. Rose, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing a couple games. I started Pyre. Finally.
How are you liking that?
I like it a lot. I think that it makes... So this will sound very rude, so no offense if any of you like it. It makes Transistor seem like a fluke. Like really bad, because...
It's okay.
Listen, okay? I like Transistor. I think it's a fine game, but it is very much Bastion again. In a lot of respects. Whereas this feels like oh yeah, I can tell this is by the Bastion people, but this feels completely different, like in every respect.
Yes, it does.
I think like the voice being the same voice actor as the other two Supergiant games, but he sounds completely different is a very good thing, because in Transistor it was sort of like retreading old ground.
Yeah, like I didn't even realize it was the same guy until I looked him up, and then it's like, oh, okay, wow, this dude has range.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Transistor didn't make me think that he did. And the way that they present the story is, again, like very similar to Bastion, but completely different. I like all the dialogue. I like the like colors, so colorful.
Yes.
I was worried. I'm not like super into the gameplay, but I was worried I would dislike it a lot more than I did. But I ended up playing it and being like, oh yeah, this is fine. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. The rights are like you reach a point with them where they become almost a thing you don't even think about, because you settle into your lineups in a way that like that like, okay, like I know how to set my team up in such a way that like I can do this as quickly as possible in the least painful way, and when somebody gets tired and can't perform, like I have a backup character who I can sub in without like losing too much.
Yeah.
Like, it very much becomes like you said, it's fine, but like it's not great.
It's not the part of that game that you're going like, oh yeah, let me add it. It's the story and stuff in between, which is totally fine. Yes. I think that that stuff is definitely good enough to make up for it just being sort of middling. I'm only like 5 hours into the game. Maybe that sounds generous. Actually, I'm like a ways in. I don't know how long it is.
It's about 10 hours. I
okay,
say, like,
all right,
roughly.
that sounds right. Then I think I am 5 hours in.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I will finish it at some point. I got distracted because I started The Witcher 3 again. I almost said Witcher 2. Not going to start that one again. And Witcher 3 is a great game still, everyone. I know you're shocked.
Yeah.
But it's still a great game. I've never played the DLCs ever. I've waited to play it with my girlfriend because I actually played it the first time at my girlfriend's on her computer, so I had to start fresh this time around. I mean, I could have made a character for just the DLC because they give you that great option, which I think should be in most games. But I am really enjoying it the second time around, where I can actually like dig deep on my own and like do every side thing possible and be like, wow, they really did a good job designing this game.
Yeah, I went back to it recently as well, like when I had some downtime, and it is such like it is so far above pretty much every other like role-playing game you could ever play at this point still, that like you just get in that world and you just it feels like a world in a way that no other game's world feels like a world. Like it feels living and breathing, and it's really great. There's
so much attention to detail. Like I think I tweeted about it, like there's this part where you get to the Bloody Baron and you're going to investigate a monster, and Geralt tells the Baron, like, tell everyone in the village to put salt outside their doors and stay in this, like, when we're doing this at night or whatever. And if you go around the town at night when it's happening, like sidetrack away from the main path, you see that they did actually put like salt in front of every single door just for this one night, and then they're gone in the morning. And it's like, wow, like from that, like, to even like when you're going around and beating bandit camps or like things like monster ruined houses and stuff like that, and you just find like notes that are like, oh yeah, like the war's coming soon or whatever, and then like just some like 3 paragraphs about their home life or something. Like it's like, damn, like this is really in-depth and good. Like also that game runs amazingly. I'm playing it on the PS4 this time. It runs really, really good, and it makes me go, Bethesda's really bad.
Yep.
Because you think about how much money Bethesda has, which is probably about the same as CD Projekt Red, to be fair. But yeah, they made their first open world game, and it's better than literally all of theirs that they've ever made.
Yeah, it's a really incredible game, and like you mentioned, like the little details to it, like that stuff is just through that game so much. Like, I don't know if you've ever read the Witcher novels.
Yeah, I have.
But like, just like I hadn't read them the first time I played through that game, and then like last year I read through them all, and then playing through that game again, and just like picking out little details, like things like, oh, they went to the trouble of giving Ciri the right tattoo.
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
Like even things like that, and like when you get asked about it, she can give the answer from the books as to why it's there, and like just like little things like that, and that like attention to the world is really incredible.
Yeah, and as probably the only, I don't know, have you played any of the other Witcher games, Niall?
I've played the second one. I own the first one, but I haven't ever had time to like jump into it.
It's not a good game. That's what I'm going to say. I played through all of that, both the Witcher 1 and 2 when it came out. I think I'm the only person I know who played the Witcher 1 like all the way through, because it's not a very good game. It's on the Neverwinter Nights engine, and it's like a third-person sword fighting game, so imagine how that goes. But it is really cool to even see how they carry over the consistency from those games into this one. Like, I mean, it's a little... I won't spoil it either way, but like when you meet the main antagonist of The Witcher 2 in The Witcher 3, it is still like one of the coolest things to me.
Yes.
That is like the best way to do something like that. It is such a way of changing a game based on your choices that isn't so like dire and obvious and like damning. It's just like, yeah, you made this choice and this mundane thing happened, basically. Like,
yeah, it does a really good job at something that a lot of games don't, when it comes to like the dynamism of its like choices and the way you make them. Like, it doesn't feel like a rote, like it's this or this. Like, it does a really good job with making it feel natural, like, and not exposing the parts of like how that stuff works, like a lot of games tend to do.
yeah. Witcher 3, everyone.
Still good.
And then I'll say one more thing I did was, so this will be a good segue into your recent adventures, John. But I was watching some anime. I'm always watching a lot of anime these days. I started watching Log Horizon, which is, I've been enjoying that. It's the one it's an MMO. They're trapped in the MMO, but it's a lot more in depth.
Oh, that one.
Oh,
yeah. You know, that's not the other one. This one.
That one I feel like people hold that hack in like the highest regard, but I feel like Log Horizon is the one that people enjoy like almost as much, and then everyone's like, oh, Sword Art's maybe the most actually popular one, but that it's also the one that's
like
the
an
piece
MMO.
of shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it as an MMO player, and also just I think it's a fun watch in general. I also watched the original last Kara no Kyokai movie before they made the 2 sequel ones after that, and it's really funny because it shows how much that manga was made in the 90s, because the main antagonist's evil drug plot, he's the most twisted, evil, bloodthirsty killer, and it's because he's created a combination of LSD and marijuana. And it turns him into an evil monster because marijuana is the most evil drug.
Yeah, that just sounds
Japan
like
in the 90s.
That just sounds like what everyone on Twitter is doing on Saturday. Like,
it's that movie is cool. I like Kara no Kyokai a lot because it's very what's the word I should use? I don't like avant-garde. I don't know, but like it's my type of thing. I really like it. But those movies are very strange because there's no consistency between any of them, and they're all just sort of like random events happening. And like the first movie is like Shiki fights a ghost, and you're like, oh, so this is what it's like. Shiki never fights a ghost again. Shiki doesn't fight like anything that's close to a ghost ever again. Like, she's just killing people after that, and it's like, okay, what was with the ghost that one time? Like, it's just really weird. But But I recommend those movies. The second movie has a little bit of a rough thing in it, but it will warn you from the description, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, I like those. And while I've been doing those, I've just been playing Fate Go. So yeah, whatever. John, tell me about your anime class.
Okay, so so I started taking college classes again, and so I was initially just going to take one class because it was a summer semester, and I wanted to just kind of ease into it because that's how I am. But I found out that I had to take 2 classes for my financial aid, so I ended up looking through the possible courses, and I ended up getting accepted into an anime class. The initial description, it was just anime and manga, so I was like, alright, is it going to be just like, oh, we're gonna watch, or we're gonna look at, like, I don't know, fucking Astro Boy, and then, you know, eventually get to Gundam and Ava and like all that shit, and that's kind of what ended up happening, because it's just a class about robots. It's just a class about robot anime. There's not really any manga, even though it says manga on the class description. We just watched anime, and all it is we just sit in the classroom. The teacher talks about shit for an hour and a half, and then we watch a movie or a short show or whatever, and then we leave. And then I have to write a 2-page paper about it. And it's been wild. When I say that my teacher just talks about shit, I mean she talks about some shit. I recall that the class took about maybe half an hour to start up on the day that they revealed the Overwatch hamster, because the teacher was just like getting in arguments with some of the students over the hamster.
Man, fuck this hamster.
Great.
Oh gosh.
Was the teacher on the side of the hamster?
I could not tell you. I was fucking in my own world at that time, because I was like having a fucking stroke listening to that shit. I couldn't.
The vehement collegiate
it could be defender. It could be really funny, like one way or the other, right? Like it's like either they're like defending the hamster against these hordes of like young adults, and they're like, no, the hamster sucks, or they're like, all the kids are like, yeah, I'm excited for the hamster, and this teacher fucking walks over and goes, oh, you're excited for the hamster, huh? That little bitch, like
strangling.
It could be really funny either way.
No, I got to class a little late, a couple, like 5 minutes late, yesterday, and the professor was just dressed in head to toe in Star Wars attire, because they had announced that new season of Clone Wars, and she was stoked about it. And I mean, good for her. I'm glad that they're doing more of that, but it was just very funny. Like, she was wearing like a Porg dress and had like I think Kylo Ren Lego minifigure earrings, like Lego minifigs hanging off of her ears on both sides of her ears. It was a lot.
John, your professor rules. I don't know.
No, like, I'm not talking shit. She seems like a good lady. She one of the movies that we watched, it was Galaxy Express 999, which wasn't really amazing. But she very obviously has a crush on Captain Harlock, and it is very good. Like, I was just sitting there like, you go. Like, you have your crush on Captain Harlock. Like, every time he would come up, she would be like, eat! And I was like, yep, you do you, lady. Like, good for you. Like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But the class definitely, like, there's some normal people in that class, I will say. Of course, I feel like me throwing stones in this particular glass house is pretty hypocritical at times. Don't get me wrong. If I was just being like, ugh, all these fucking nerds in this class, like, no, I'm there too. Of course, I'm not going to say that. But, my God, there are a couple of people in that class that are just, oh boy. there was this girl that sat like right behind me on the first day of class that I was, I walked in and I was like, okay, if someone says says hi to me, whatever, I will respond in kind. I do not want to be mean, of course. She walked up to me and said, "Hey, you're wearing a nice shirt." Because I was wearing my Persona 4 Dancing All Night shirt with Teddy on it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks." I was like ready to talk about Persona, and like she started talking about, Persona. I like Persona 5 a lot. Yada yada yada. We were talking a little bit, and then she started talking about like her Phantom Thief that she made.
Oh hell yeah!
And I don't like, you all are being like, oh hell yeah, and like
no, I think I'm the only one.
Okay, well, Rose and Janie are, and look, I feel like there is a context. There is a time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh sure.
Where, I'm not saying don't be creative. I'm not saying don't make OCs, but within maybe 5 minutes of meeting someone, don't be like, please, don't
John.
be like, please, I created this Phantom Thief version of me that's dating the main character. Like, I'm not ready for that. I was not ready for that. I was like gripping the side of my desk, like, oh god, like I was not fucking ready.
Yeah, there's definitely a context to that, because like I'm just imagining like I'm joining the site or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I play Final Fantasy 14. This is my OC Ryuko Matoi, and she's a dragon, and she's best friends with everyone. And here's the rich, like that'd be crazy. That'd be so much.
It's just, it was a lot. And then while we were watching the movie on that first day, she was very loudly texting and laughing, and then right when we were about to leave class, she farted really loud. Ooh. So there you go.
Don't out her like this, jeez.
Okay, you can cut that part out.
Call her out, John.
But you can cut that part out. Maybe you can make that call, Niall. But it was very scary. And then pretty much every other day, I'm bombarded by these two guys that sit in the front row, and all the time throughout every movie that we've watched, anytime something that is in any way like tonally suspect or surprising, or maybe socially taboo in a sense that like, hey, this character shouldn't do that, and it's very obvious that they shouldn't do that, or someone makes a bad decision, etc., etc., etc. They yell about it. They're like, why would they do that? What movie? What's going on? And it just really hits me that Doug Walker has truly ruined a generation of young men. Like, it's not good.
No, absolutely. I mean, that and Cinema Sins, both of those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, but like the way that they react very much reminded me of the Nostalgia Critic.
They pull out a gun and they just start shooting the screen.
Yeah, explain. One of them pretends to be Santa for some reason. I don't know.
What?
I used to watch the Nostalgia Critic when I was younger. One of the like. Yeah. Okay,
no, you're pulling a gag. Actually, like, I was legitimately thinking you were saying one of these men pretended to be Santa Claus. What?
If that happened, you would have been aware of it a while ago.
Say, like, where was this lead? Like,
I would have mentioned that maybe first. But
so this one guy dressed as Santa Claus and his friend just in the middle of class every day.
But yeah, other than that, it's not that bad. Pretty much everything that we've watched has been at least pretty solid. The only thing that I feel like I didn't really dig was Galaxy Express, and that's just because I think that movie just goes on for too long. Mm-hmm. But no, I've enjoyed it. The last thing we watched was Time of Eve, which I really enjoyed. I don't know if any of you are aware of that.
I have heard of it, yes, but I've never watched it.
Rose, I think you in particular would really like it.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because it is one of those stories. It's a story about a cafe that exists in a like not too distant future kind of scenario where androids are created, and there's sort of a rising trend of people being like really friendly with their androids. not in like a fucky way, but more in a sense of like, oh, like they were created to basically just be slave butler types, but people are starting to just be like, oh yeah, no, this is my friend, the android. They, live at my house and help me with stuff, but we're on equal terms. And there's like a rising, very conservative side of society that is like, no, they need to just be slaves. We can't humanize them. What are you doing? But this cafe exists where humans and androids are completely equal. And the only way that you can tell that an android is an android is that they have this halo over their head. But in the cafe, everyone who is an android has their halo off. So you can't tell who is an android and who isn't when you first walk in. And it's just this really interesting, like, set of... It's kind of set up as vignettes. Because it was originally an OVA, and then they edited those OVA episodes into a movie. And the movie is the way that you should watch it, because they actually added scenes to the movie to make it flow better. So watch the movie. It's really neat. I did like it a lot, and I posted about this on Twitter, but it's kind of funny. But if you just edited "Weight of the World" from Nier Automata as the end credits song, it would be the exact same thing. It would be in a slightly different context, but it would still work, and it's very funny.
I was gonna say that this movie sounds very good. I'm sure I will watch it and enjoy it. But like, I have been so poisoned now by a recent piece of media that now anytime I hear about androids being people, I'm like, oh yeah, here it comes. Yep.
Yeah. As soon as John was like, you can only tell they're androids because they got a little thing on their head.
Yeah, I was like,
and just
Davey's spinning around in his like chair, like at work, like he's like, oh.
Honestly, if I heard that David Cage watched that movie and was just pulled the absolute wrong things from that movie, I would not be surprised. But yeah, I will say that the one like big problem that I have with Time of Eve is the same, like, one of many problems that I have with Detroit is that I do kind of feel like that the general public's opinion of androids calling them it and not humanizing them is weird in a society where people like call their Roombas he and shit like that.
Like, even like how they name them and make them look like specific genders and stuff like that. It's like, this doesn't make any sense.
But that stopped bothering me after a little while in Time of Eve, and I mean, that didn't stop bothering me in Detroit, so I think that kind of tells you which piece of media is better.
I mean, does Time of Eve like introduce weird paranormal stuff and then just kind of quietly drop it towards the end? Like anything like that? Is there any?
I wish.
Is there any like tortured Jesus metaphors?
No, civil rights references are there?
Yeah, how many? Is there a gay couple? Like, is there two people that barely talk that they can start shipping? No, I was going to ask you, what the hell is with when Kara runs away with the kid in Detroit, and then like this ghost android gives them coordinates? Like, what the fuck was that?
Sorry?
There's like, okay, so like she takes the little girl from her abusive father who she has killed and like runs away. And they're like in the middle of like just like the street downtown in Detroit, and nobody's around. It's like in the middle of the night, and this like garbage truck just pulls up, and this android gets off it, and she like begs it for like help, and it just like somehow gives her like coordinates of you'll be safe here, and like it just comes out of nowhere. The android says nothing. He disappears. He doesn't come back.
Yeah, he disappears by... She looks up and he's gone. He's just completely gone. And it's like, that's not how that would work. What?
Yeah, and the little girl android never sees him either. Like, she's like, what are you talking about? What man? What android? Just like,
Good game.
Oh God, I can't wait until David Cage makes his next game.
I can wait. Yeah, I can wait. I'm gonna say, yeah.
I mean, knowing what he was talking about making it on, like, I hope he never makes any. I hope like something happens where there's like, listen, you can't do this, David. Like, make a detective story. Do anything but this.
I hope he gets his hand stuck in like a drink mixer or something, and then he can't do anything. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it. It's what I want.
He'll get his hand stuck in like the Soda Stream mixer while he's trying to mix some soda and milk, and David Cage's Soda Milk. Now there's a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
I was not to derail onto Detroit, but legitimately watching the scene where Kara runs away from Connor on the highway. And like I watched a Let's Play where most of the time they failed the QuickTime events, and just watching Kara continuously get hit by cars and be fine is like, oh yeah, game overs are a failure of the game.
Oh my god.
It's just like she just keeps getting hit by cars and rolling over and then standing up and it's fine. And then Connor gets hit by one and that's it.
Stop it. You stop that.
I'm so tired of seeing the gay Connor art. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I am gay. I'm allowed to say this.
It's not good. It's really bad.
The existence and the dedication of the Detroit Become Human fandom is...
Most of them haven't even played the game or seen it.
Like Connor.
They just saw Connor and
God. But one last thing I'll talk about, because I have dived so headfirst into Castlevania as a concept, I decided to watch the Netflix show.
Oh, I liked that.
I did too. It's really short, but it's a nice, brisk, like hour and a half about. I do really, really like it, though. I recommend it. Just, be aware that it's super bloody and super cussy. They say fuck a lot, so... Don't watch it around your grandma, alright? But, no, it's very good, and also Alucard is such a dreamboat. he's so cool.
He really is. I wish he was in
Alucard.
it more, which is why I'm excited for the second season.
Yeah, because it's just gonna be Castlevania 3. I'm real psyched about that, yeah.
They even made the sorcerer a lady.
Yeah, because it's the I mean, they have to introduce, I guess, one more character from Castlevania 3 as the, like, thief guy. But, I'm stoked. I thought it was a really good, fun story. And I do hope that they continue past this, because I would love to see Rondo and then Symphony. I would fucking love to see Symphony. Because I want to see in like a beautiful animation, like Alucard and Dracula fighting, and Alucard just being like, "My mother loved you," and Dracula just sitting there like, and like, I love those games.
You really sold it to me just there, John.
I don't remember the exact lines, right?
We'll hire you for the voice acting.
Look, they're going to have an episode that starts off Dracula throwing the wine glass.
What is a man?
What is a man? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, because I'm a fucking dweeb.
Monsters like you don't belong in this world. I hope it sounds like that.
Yeah. Perhaps the same can be said of all religions. Like, I love it.
Stupid asshole.
Fucking gosh.
Fucking Dracula.
New atheist Dracula.
Dracula's like, oh, what's religion? And then he dies to a cross, like, all the time. It's like, yeah, okay, dude, whatever.
He's like, I summoned all these monsters from hell, but it's not real.
Yeah. I am... Oh, there's a scientific explanation.
Okay. Niall, you have a pretty wild news story. Do you want to share with us, please?
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is... I know I seem to, like, every time I'm on this show, like, talk about a Battle Royale related story, but it's such a fucked up, like, thing that I really can't help it at this stage. So, I think this game was... Yeah, it was. The original The Culling came out way before PUBG in early access, and it was very different from... what we generally think of as like a battle royale game now. Mm-hmm. It was like first person only. It was 16 players. It like had a big focus on melee combat. It was kind of a game showy like aesthetic, kind of not quite like to the Radical Heights level, but like it was that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it came out of early access late last year, and then they immediately went, okay, that's it, we're done with this. We're moving on to the next thing. So like a week ago, out of nowhere, they were like, hey, guess what? The Culling 2 is out tomorrow, and it's $20 or whatever. So the game launches. It's really badly broken. Most people playing it can't get into it, and within 24 hours, the player count is down on Steam to like a peak of 6 people. Most of the time, no more than 2 or 3. And the launch is like a total disaster. They're not able to get the servers working enough to whereby people who actually like bought the thing can even log in. People who have it on Xbox and on PS4 can't get into it at all. There's like, I think it was PC Gamer or maybe Eurogamer, one of the two, like made a video of the game where they were like in a 2-player game, like, and they won before they even hit the ground. Like they jumped out of the plane, and while they were on their way down, the announcer came on to be like, you won the game. Like it was a mess. And like a couple of days in, they were like, listen, we need to take some time as a studio to like have some very honest conversations. And then on, I think it was Tuesday, they put out a video where they were like, yeah, we're refunding everyone on the Culling 2, and we're taking it off Steam, and we're going to start working on the Culling again. But instead of using the build that they had last made, they changed it back to the original build that had first hit early access. And like that's now what the game is, and they're going to build on it from that and eventually go free to play. It doesn't seem like it's working super well, because like I had a look at the player count before we started and it was down to like 20 people, so like that game is not doing well either, like now that they've gone back to it. And it's like, it really shows that like, I've been saying this for months, but like, you shouldn't be making battle royale games. Fortnite exists, PUBG is on its way out, but it still has a few 100,000 players at any given time. Like it's still kind of trading places with Dota as the top game on Steam. But like, God, so many of these games are launching now, and some of them are kind of starting off okay, and then they're falling off rapidly. Like Realm Royale is pretty much dying already. Like Islands of Nine just came out the same day as the Culling and is doing a little better, but not great. And like, God, like the Darwin Project is dead already. Like, there's so many of these games coming out so quickly, and they're all dying, while Fortnite is just like the biggest thing in the world. Like, we knew this was going to happen. Like, everyone in the world saw this coming, except the people who make these games, apparently.
I think, like, so the thing that gets me about them is, do you know, like, about, like, how bad the Culling ended up, the original? Like, what happened with it over time and stuff like that?
Like, I know that, like, when it launched originally, people were like, oh, this is super cool and it like has a ton of potential, and the feeling seems to have been that over time it kind of started looking at PUBG and going, oh, we want to get in on this style thing, and started making too many moves in that direction, seems to be.
So what I've gathered, I watched a couple videos about this, like not even like recently, like before when the Culling was dying, and they said I think it was when they said it, they were done with it. There were a bunch of videos I watched about it. It seems to be like they really wanted it to be like a big streaming game. They didn't even make it more PUBG-esque. What they did is they kept changing it to be like their biggest streamers who they partnered with and stuff would like kept complaining about the same things, like, oh, this dude killed me so quickly. So they ended up making it like, oh, it takes longer to kill. And then like another one of them kept saying like, oh, the melee combat's too janky. So they changed the entire way their melee like to server like input stuff worked. So like it took forever for inputs to reach. It was just it just seemed like a lot of really bad design decisions. And it's baffling to me that they, instead of being like, okay, well, we're going to just do like a 2.0 upgrade for the culling. We're going to completely basically redo this. Like you look at games like Warframe, where they add like a bunch of stuff modularly onto the game, and they just went like, no, we're going to segregate our player base and make a new one. Like it just seems like such a weird thing to do with an online game in this environment, in this like what's the word I want to use? You get it. Like, it just seems like a weird thing to do, this climate. Because, like, you look at games, League of Legends, it's going for years, 10 years now. Got Dota 2 going for, like, almost as long. You've got even games like Smite and stuff like that. Like, they all go because they keep building off of the same thing over and over again. They don't go, here's Smite 2. They don't go, like, even games like World of Warcraft, like, still going on the same one. They just make changes to the base game. Like, it just seems like such a weird thing, especially for an indie studio to do this. Yeah. Like, it's just bad. Like, they made Lichdom Battle Mage. I think that's their only other game. They might have another one.
Yes, I think just like them,
which isn't like a crazy well-received game. Like people liked parts of it, but it wasn't like anything that like goes like, oh yeah, this made us millions of dollars, so let's go. Like it's just very weird to me. It just seems like bad decisions all around, and I really feel bad for the team that made it. I really do. Yeah, like fuck.
Yeah, I really feel for like the people whose jobs have been put in jeopardy because some dude at the top of this small studio decided, let's chase the PUBG money, we can do that too. Like, they had to be looking at things like what happened to Boss Key and been saying like, oh, this is not good. And like, Radical Heights was free and that game lasted a month. You're charging $20-$25 for this game in an overcrowded market with a small, like...
With your reputation.
A small pool of, yeah, with your reputation and a small, like, dwindling number of people who, like... Because if you're in on that genre of games, you have a preferred one already. You're either a PUBG player or you're a Fortnite guy. Like, that's it. Nobody's playing H1Z1. Nobody's playing Realm Royale. Nobody's playing Darwin Project. Like, the only chance anyone has of ever breaking back into this is with a new gimmick to it somehow and going free from the start. Yeah. Because you can't break into this. Like, it's the same thing that happened with, you know, MOBAs like 3 years ago. It's the same thing that happened 2 years ago with hero shooters. It's the same thing that's going to happen with whatever comes after this. Like,
even then, I think like it also just takes like an absurd amount of capital and dedication, like for like they really have to stick with a game for a long time, because I feel like, especially with that current genre, like it's going to be like you're never going to break in immediately regardless. Like, even if you have that crazy new idea, like you're going to have to keep sticking with it for a while and build up that player base, build up that word of mouth and stuff like that. And that none of them are even able to do that, because like a lot of these are indie companies who are like, we can make PUBG, here's our better PUBG. And then it's like, well, good luck getting people to play it, which is what you need for that game, unfortunately. Like, it's a mess.
Yeah, I think if there is ever like a viable third in that genre, like it's going to have to be one with a smaller player base. Like 16 players maybe, like, which is what the original Culling had. I think the Culling 2 was aiming for 50 per round, which is still a lot for, you know, what they're asking. But yeah, like, I think you have to really downsize that kind of game if you, like, so that you can keep it running on a relatively small player base, because you're not gonna, like, it's so risky to get 100 people, or to ask to get 100 people in at any time to this, like, tiny little game that, like, this small studio is making. Like, it's too much, and, like, a lot of people are gonna lose a lot of money, and a lot of people are gonna lose jobs trying to chase this trend. Like, yeah, it's depressing, and I feel for, like, everyone now who's in jeopardy down there because of this stupid decision. Don't make battle royales.
Don't make battle royales unless you're like Valve.
It just like, it sucks, because it feels like as soon as a studio that's looking at, you know, the success of PUBG or looking at the success of Fortnite is turning around saying, oh, let's make a battle royale game, they're already too late, right? Like, if it is, unless they have some brand new thing, like it's just there's no doing it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you still have EA and Activision like waiting in the wings to get into that with Call of Duty and with Battlefield. So like,
yeah, fucking. I was so glad when I saw like 343 say that, like, oh yeah, don't worry, we're not putting Battle Royale into fucking Halo. Like, don't worry about that.
Yeah,
like, that's not
God.
happening.
Yeah, God. I bet there's somebody like at Microsoft who is really pushing them to do that. But by the time that game comes out, that Battle Royale is going to pretty much just be Fortnite, I think, if even that at that stage. Like, it's... Yeah. Don't chase the trends. If you're a developer and you're listening, don't chase the trends, please.
Yep, absolutely.
Cliffy B, I know you're listening.
Yeah, it's the trend chasing, right? Like, it's like the only like League of Legends was successful because Dota was dying out, and then they basically just made it like newer and shinier and better and like mainstream accessible. And then like Dota 2 worked because like some people didn't like League compared to Dota, so like those two came out, and that's why they were the MOBAs that won all the time. PUBG was just like, they lucked out, I guess, like really bad when they started, and like got huge word of mouth immediately. And then Fortnite was free PUBG, so it was like, yeah, of course people are gonna get this. And it's like, what? That's it. Like, what do you have to match that? And just everyone keeps going anyway. It's like, it never works out. Like, look at the MOBA mode in Halo 5. Halo 5's fucking MOBA mode. You know, everyone talks about that, right? Everyone loves Halo 5. Like, it never goes well. Like, if you think you can make it work in your game, then like, yeah, sure. Like, if you can make some sort of gimmick and make it like inspired or something like that, like, oh yeah, this is inspired by those modes, but it's not quite those modes. Like, maybe it can work, but like none of these are ever that. It's literally just, we're shoving in this template into our game. Will it work?
The only BR we want to hear is Battle Rifle. That's right. It's Battle Rifle.
That's what
Friday.
they fucking said. It's so good.
It's Battle Rifle Friday coming up.
Energy Sword Sunday.
Energy Sword Sunday. That's all I have time for.
The fucking picture of Agent Cooper holding the energy sword where it says that is like the most mind-blowing image I've seen in my entire life.
I think my favorite one, just because it's so fucking insane, is the one where they edited all the characters from Pocahontas to be characters from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then they're all also holding energy swords.
It's fucking epic.
You know, like, sidetrack. Halo's so good. You know, like, I was thinking about it, like, it's a damn shame that there's no, like, FPS that's really, like, doing what Halo does anywhere else right now. Not to say trend chasing or anything, but, like, fuck. But, like, I was just thinking, like, man, Halo has, like, the skulls that, like, change the dialogue to make it funny and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
Make a Halo. Stop chasing battle royales. Make Halo likes. The Halo killers. Make them.
But all the Halo killers were so joyless, like it was Killzone and shit like that.
Yeah, God, that's the problem, right? Like, nothing's like fun like Halo. Like, Halo's just fun. It's not serious. They try to be serious sometimes, but it's like, even then, it's like not melodramatic, I would say. Halo's
got that like, oh man, teenage epic kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you can look back at it and be like, yeah, that was funny, that was fun. But you know, Killzone's just like, we're just fighting Nazis, but they're not actually Nazis, but they're Nazis, and you know,
they're space Nazis.
Yeah,
and then Resistance.
God,
Resistance. God,
Resistance.
I can only hope that, like, from what I've heard of Halo 5, it was way too serious, and it's like they tried to do like lore stuff more than 4, because I thought I enjoyed 4's lore stuff because I read all the books because I'm stupid, and like that was at least fun because they still did the fun Halo things, like Master Chief's in a dumb mech, it stomps on things, that's what it does. Like, yeah, fuck it, sure. But Halo 5 didn't sound good, so I really hope Halo Infinite, that's what it is, right? Yeah. I hope that's fun. I like Halo.
Alright. Real quick, before I forget, Janie, why don't you talk about some stuff that you like here, because you had some other games that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, sure. I've been playing, a lot of, like, indie games this past week. I've been digging into my itch library a little bit. I think so I've been playing, I got, so it's just Studio Aether Interactive. It's just like a small studio that does all these different like, visual novel type, interactive fiction type games, up on itch. And I got a bundle of their games, and I've been playing through them, and they're really, really cool. I've been playing, so there's one local host that's basically puts you in the job of someone whose job it is to like, it's in this like dark cyberpunk future, and you are wiping the drives of these different AI, and there's like all these layers to story that you have to like sort of unfold over multiple playthroughs, and it's really cool. The writing is amazing, and so is the music, and it's just like super atmospheric and weird. I've been playing, the other is Forgotten, which is like, it's like a slowly decaying old like DOS game, it feels like, and you're like speaking to these like entities within it as they're supposed to like have at one point been like characters or something. Like they do all these things with playing with like old old technology, old formats. The other one is Arc Symphony, which I haven't played as much of yet, but basically is like you're interacting on this like online forum about this fake anime series Arc Symphony, and like interacting with all these fake characters and sort of like learning who everyone is and trying to like feel out this narrative, which is something that I really love in all of their games, is that it never like really tells you a lot up front. You're sort of like searching around for what's going on, and sort of piecing it together, and you can never really find a full picture. It's just really neat. They're all super like atmospheric. So that's what I've been playing. They're really cool.
That sounds good. If you like engaging in fake media things, I recommend .hack, because I think it's really neat. I don't recommend playing it. Maybe, I don't know. I really like it, but it's an old JRPG. They literally emulate a fake MMO and stuff like that, and there's like forums to dig through and stuff like that top of everything else, and like videos of news to watch and stuff like that of what's going on in the world. It's wild.
That sounds wild. That's very like similar stuff. Sounds interesting.
I recommend it.
Didn't they remaster those recently?
Yes, they did. That's how I played it. That was how I played it for the first time. They made a big collection. I think it's like $40 normally or something like that. It's 4 games.
Yeah, which is really impressive, because if I remember correctly, those PS2 games, the original ones, are like each of them is like $100. So,
yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
They're really neat. Like that sounds similar to that. That sounds a lot more probably in depth, and it was cool. But I recommend that.
Okay. Anything else, Janie, or should we move on to questions?
Nope. Let's head to questions.
All right. Niall, would you like to handle questions this week?
Sure, and you can send questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can ask us questions on Tumblr at videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. This week we got a lot of questions, and a lot of them are terrible. So I'm just kind of like going through these, trying to find one that I can actually like ask. Okay, here's one. Aside from Andrew WK, this comes in from Anonymous, by the way. Aside from Andrew WK, what late 1990s or early 2000s musical act would be totally out of place promoting a video game in 2018?
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud, yeah, that's a good
one. Sugar Ray.
Yes, good one. I feel like what's the next one coming up? Gamescom? That's the next big event?
Yes.
I feel like at Gamescom, like Atlas could release a trailer for that remaster of Catherine, and they could like score it to the Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang. I feel like that'd be a good one.
Oh no.
John, Janie.
Oh fuck. Creed does Assassin's Creed.
With arms wide open.
Yeah,
and,
then
like
the blades come out. No, the blades come out. And he does that. Oh, man, that's great. What? Shit. Oh, Ubisoft. Hello?
I don't know. I'm not terribly well versed in music, unfortunately. So,
I'm trying to think.
I don't know. We could move on.
That's a good. I really like thinking about these things. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah. We can revisit it.
Kelly Clarkson is back.
Period.
For Halo or something. I don't know.
Clay Aiken. For Gears of War Funko Pop edition.
Give a little bit. It starts playing.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah. Alright.
See, we didn't get many like questions that are like every question we got this week is some form of like they're almost all antagonistic in a way, which is like we got one here that I think is pretty much like definitely from Zach or from Scott about soda milk. If we want to answer that one,
of course.
Supposedly from a anonymous user who is absolutely probably Zach. If you were a soda milk type YouTube performer, what 2 drinks put together would be your life-defining cocktail?
It's got to be something that's just absolutely foul as soon as you take a look at it.
Fucking both flavors of Game Fuel.
No, because you would like that.
No, both of them. Both of them.
Like
They're No, well, we don't know yet, John. We'll find out through like 10 seasons or whatever the fuck I do with the show.
Don't try and tell me, Rose, that you have not mixed Game Fuels before.
No. Okay, I'm gonna sit right here and say no, I have not. I did not mix the red and the blue ones to make a purple one. They already have the purple one. It's called Pitch Black.
Is that what they do? Do you think that's what they do?
I don't know. My childhood dream is like, oh, what if you combine the 2 sodas and they change colors like real life? But that wouldn't happen probably. It'd just turn into sludge. Ugh.
I think I would take yogurt and pour different liquids on it. I think it'd be called like thick juice or something.
Oh, thick juice! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Taking liquids and making them thicker. I don't know.
You've got something here. I don't know.
I know. All right.
You should have said soda milk.
I would say cream soda and chicken broth.
That might be fine. I don't know. I'd have a chicken soup with that, right?
Damn,
chicken broth.
I thought that was gonna be a universally like, oh god, but y'all were like, no, that sounds okay. So
I think that's gross.
Chicken soup for the gamer soul.
I mean, it's all going down to the same place anyway.
Sure. I think I might say different fruit juices and malt liquor.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're going to be cornering 2 different markets with that one.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Label out.
Yeah, label out. If you're not drinking malt liquor on YouTube, nobody gives a fuck.
Amen.
Don't watch people drinking malt liquor on YouTube. It's a bad way to be. Anyway, moving on to a not dissimilar question. From the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. They ask, you're locked in a room with the GameStop dumpster diver guy, the report of the week, the LA Beast, and Ray Sipe. One of these men will fight alongside you, and the other 3 will try to kill you. Choose wisely.
LA Beast.
Yeah, definitely.
LA Beast would not stop until everyone was dead, and then he'd be like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
If you just told LA Beast that that they were keeping him from a giant cram cracker or something, or that they were protecting the last bastion of Crystal Pepsi, he would murder anybody.
See,
yeah.
I think the problem here is I think the only threat is GameStop dumpster diver guy, because Ray Sipe, I think he'd refuse to fight. He's probably just be over in the corner saying his own thing. Yeah.
Ray Sipe would be in the corner just moving weirdly and just being saying the word Despacito over and over again.
And then
he's basically an SCP.
The LA Beast would pick report of the week up by his collar, and he'd immediately be like, "Can't we resolve this through a delicious meal?" or something like that. He wouldn't be ready to fight him or anything.
I feel like
LA Beast would throw Report of the Week through a concrete wall.
Yeah.
I feel like if he got his hands on Review Bra would just like disintegrate. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just
Like,
if he got close to him.
He's like those like joke characters in children's cartoons who are like super rich and they're like, well, let me give you money and please let me go or something like that. Like,
yeah, he'd pull a pair of glasses out and put them on and be like, you wouldn't hit someone wearing glasses, would you? Like, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
Now, I will say GameStop dumpster diver guy might have... I think it is there's a little bit of a contest here because...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
Because he can just find a weapon. He could either find a weapon just randomly, like he could just dig through a dumpster and be like, "Oh, cool! I found a gun." And that would be the end of it. Or he might have some kind of disease that he could just inflict onto the LA Beast, and then the Beast would be like, "Oh, I gotta go to the hospital."
I mean, like, listen, we can act like it is in this scenario, but John, I don't think it's like a video game where he has a disease and he touches him and he just starts like disintegrating right next to him.
No, like he would give Beast like diarrhea or something, and that would be it.
Just from his presence?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in like an old Final Fantasy game where LA Beast throws a punch and then he just like goes, "Oh," and then like he just turns green for a split second and then you get the number pop up and...
Then he would have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But no, I think LA Beast would win in the end. He might just have diarrhea afterwards, but that's usually what happens no matter what he does. So.
Yeah, listen, LA Beast is no stranger to having bodily fluids go everywhere.
Oh my god.
Oh.
God. Okay. Next question, please.
Oh god, these are all so bad.
I'm sorry. I think my friends just sent in Kirby a lot of times, and I would like to apologize.
Yeah, there's a lot that are just Kirby. There's one that's just like, do you like video games? The answer is no, none of us do. Here's one from Anonymous that's sort of a question. What's the optimal fried cheese appetizer? Mozzarella sticks, cheese curds, mac and cheese bites, jalapeno poppers, some other unhealthy bullshit. What do you like?
Jalapeno poppers are really good.
I'm a sucker for mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, I like them too, but I think I'd go with like fried cheese curds. Block up your arteries real good.
Damn, we really ran the whole thing, because I would say mac and cheese bites. Mac and cheese bites are really good.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
I've never had... you know what I've had? I had one time, this is not really an appetizer, but I had a lobster macaroni and cheese. Amazing.
Ooh,
They
yeah.
baked it in the oven with like breadcrumbs. That's so good. It was
That's
so
very
good.
good.
I feel like what we're discovering is we could just, like, the four of us split a big appetizer plate.
Yeah.
We just have the appetizer
All the
platter
different-
and everyone's happy.
Yeah. When ChoochCon finally happens, we'll just go to
Shoot.
we'll just go to TGI Fridays.
It's going to take place in John's apartment.
It'll take place in a TGI Fridays. We won't go to
Yeah.
one. It'll be there.
No, so
What was that thing that they had it? Was it at Applebee's, John? They had it where it was like, was it you or Michael that was telling me about this forever ago? Where they'd have like DJs at like Applebee's.
I think that's Applebee's. Yeah,
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that sounds like Applebee's.
I think we talked about that on a podcast once when it
Yes.
was just me and John and Michael.
yes.
And like
God.
they spent like 20 minutes telling me about like the times that
Casual
they-
dining
the ti-
establishments.
Yeah, like Michael telling me horror stories about going to the Applebee's and
Oh,
like
God.
there being like a DJ and all the old white people are there just like dancing.
Oh,
It's like their night out for the week.
Oh.
I think
He
that
does live in Tampa, so like,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, sure.
I think that was when I started talking about how great Olive Garden was, and then I eventually got Olive Garden to follow me on Twitter. And then after my Twitter account got deleted, I mentioned that I was upset that Olive Garden didn't follow me anymore, and then they just followed me again and said we'd never leave you behind or something like that.
Now they can not see any of your posts because they follow like whatever many people.
Yeah, I've mentioned loads of times that they need to send me a fucking gift card or something, because I've been I don't know if I want to say loyal customer, because honestly, the only times I go to... Yeah, I've been an influencer for ages, and I think that I deserve some soup, salad, because that's all I get whenever I go there. I just get some soup and some salad. Yeah, just, cheese appetizers are good. That's the word on that.
All right, let's wrap this up with one last question. This one comes from friend of the show, Shoeless, and he asks, do you think when Ryu goes to the laundromat, he has a laundry day outfit, or do you think he makes everyone uncomfortable by wearing his underwear?
I think it's the second one.
Yeah, he only has one pair.
It's gotta be, right?
He only has the one outfit. There's no question.
It's like, I'm picturing it like, that clip everyone always shares of Johnny Bravo or whatever and Samurai Jack at the laundromat. It's literally that. But it's like, it's now his outfit's blue and he's stuck wearing underwear. Because Chun-Li's whatever. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Ryu would just wear his underwear. He'd just sit there. I don't want to go.
Who's going to stop him?
Ken.
Fair.
See, I was going to say that, like, I don't think Ryu goes to the laundromat. I think Ken takes Ryu's key to it, and Ryu takes Ken's. Because, like, neither one of them wants to leave the house in their underpants.
I could see them being very self-conscious, actually. Yeah, you're right. You know what?
I
Blanca.
Blanca just goes for it.
Yeah.
I could also see Ryu, like, not washing anything until Ken eventually tells him that he needs to, and Ken just, like, introducing the concept of laundromats, because I think Ryu just knows fight, train.
Yeah, totally.
It's
only verbs.
Yeah, I still love that there was a comic where Sakura taught Ryu how to use a computer. It was very good, just Sakura, like, IMing him and being like, "Oh, hello, Ryu, how are you?" And Ryu just replying with, "Hello, Sakura, I am doing quite well. I am sitting in the library, and I am typing to you currently. Yesterday, I trained for 14 hours. Like it was so good. I love Street Fighter.
Yeah. I was trying to make a joke there, like trying to figure out how to work in a joke about Ryu having to wear Kami's clothes, but like I couldn't get that to work.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he could get it to work either.
No, I don't think so. It's not a great image. I'm sorry for putting that in people's minds.
I'm sure he has great legs. I don't know.
I'm sure there's fan art of that somewhere on the internet.
Absolutely.
Especially hot Ryu with the beard.
Oh, I was just thinking about this the entire time. I was just thinking about, like, when everyone was like, "Here's hot Ryu," and I was like, oh. He's fine with the beard. I think it looks good on him. Mm-hmm. Not as good as Geralt. Can you imagine playing The Witcher without a beard? I did it for 2 games.
Yeah, he looks weird.
Yeah.
Like, when people go like,
my dad,
"You mutant freak." Up. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to call your father a mutant.
No, you're fine. He looked weird without a beard too.
I was just like, when they call him a mutant freak when he's wearing his beard, I'm like, how? He just looks like a dad. And then it's like he takes off the beard and it's like, oh god.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see it.
All right. Well, that ought to do it for this week's show. Thank you, 3, for being on. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
we did it.
So just some reminders, of course. If you want to keep up with us on social media, it is at VGCC. It's our Twitter account. Our Tumblr is videogamechoo.tumblr.com. And we have our Discord server at thegamezone.zone. If you type that into your web browser, it'll bring you to the Discord invite. It's the easiest way to do it. If you like what we're doing, if you like our content, you can go to patreon.com/VGCC and donate some funds to us. It's always appreciated. And I would like to thank Melt Channel for the use of our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. That is meltchannel.bandcamp.com if you want to listen to more of their music, because they have plenty of good songs. That will do it for this week's show. See you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Good night.